Oh, yeah. You don't want to see this lineup at your door.
You don't want to see it.
Something's going wrong.
At least not me.
I don't know. I like it, man.
You
Especially the faces
you
on
either
the
done
shirt.
did something wrong. You either been late for something. Your daughter or your wife's picking an odd choice of companionship. I don't know, but you don't want to see this coming at your doorway. It's Chair Shot Reality. Juice Springsteen, Justin LeBar, the Rev, Ronell Hunt back with us. It is time to finish up our WrestleRumble.com predictions for Backlash this Sunday, Rev, as we're going to do our final two matches. Juice and I already did some of the other undercard. You can check that out over in the other video. But let's first talk about the Tag Team Championship. It's a little bit of a two-parter. We know it's going to be Heath Slater and Rhino, but are they going to face the Hype Bros, or are they going to face the newly heel Usos?
Ooh, I'm giving it straight to the Usos, guys. Here's why I'm giving it to them. This is not their first time around the ballpark. They have been in this situation before, but now we've seen a new transition, something that catches you off guard on SmackDown Live. How they start off the match, all right, let's get the upper hand. Now all of a sudden, the end of the match, you can't lose a match fairly. Yeah. You got to take them out. What do? They do that. This is a new time. This is a new mindset for the Usos. They're taking it.
I think they do too, and the only reason is I think Heath Slater and Rhino are a real underdog fan favorite. So if you go against the Usos, you know.
See, this shocked me.
I thought
for sure it was going to be the Young Bucks he was going to pick. The Young Bucks
probably.
I can't tell who's talking. There's so many mouths on the shirt. I can't tell who's talking.
Look, you see, I agree. I think the Usos definitely the ones that go into the final championship match up against Slater and Rhino. You don't have them turn heel and then have them lose right away, especially if you want to have them get in this championship match, potentially win the championship, and then you have American Alpha story there. That's an option. The traditional Wrestling 101 would say heel Usos win it, and then you have American Alpha chasing them.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's where we go. I think you go with what's hot, and what is hotter than Heath Slater, baby? What is hotter than that?
His wife.
Maybe so. Heath Slater, Rhino, I'm giving it to them. I say you can have Heath Slater, Rhino as the unusual odd couple. You can have American Alpha come back and chase it. You can have the Usos chase it. I like all that. I do feel bad, though, because I think Gable's knee injury, obviously there's some legitimacy to it. And had he not had that happen, I think they would have been crowned the champion. I think that's probably the plan when the tournament started.
They'll have their time, though.
Oh, they will.
Definitely they'll have their time.
Honestly, I look at it like this. You got Gable and the guys. American Alpha, they come in, they're a strong house, they're a powerhouse. Now, mind you, when we first went to SmackDown Live, we were looking for them to make their debut. They let us wait a couple weeks. Now, all of a sudden, they come. I think it's a brilliant idea, number one, because WWE is making it to where, okay, they're still staying strong. They won, but at the same time, they're taking out the equation right now. I'm looking, like I said before, the Usos are going to take it. Mainly because I'm biased and I know that the Rev had to do a heel turn to keep his titles. It's common sense that you do the same thing with the Usos. Let them get the title. Let them come back and let them have a chase. Come on, man. It's the Usos.
Nobody can
Ooh!
No, you're not getting it. Nobody can picture you as a heel.
What?
You're smiling and happy. I can't picture you as a heel.
Listen, man, this is a sadistic smile. This is a Randy Orton type smile. Come on, brother.
Well, we already talked about Randy Orton. Let's move in, though. If you're talking about sadistic, I wish he would be sadistic.
Nope.
Juice knows my problems here. We move in to
the
WWE World Championship match. And that is Dean Ambrose defending up against the face
That runs play.
that runs this place, AJ Styles.
The face that's not on his shirt.
Is Styles
Is he on?
No, it's just
Oh,
all
Young
Young
He
Bucks.
dropped the
But
ball.
they're all, they're all in the.
I want you to get the gloves. I want the gloves. I want them to
the
say
gloves?
juice.
You want him to say juice?
Make it happen. You got
Then
all
he
these,
squeezes it during the promo. Some OJ comes out or something.
You have all these T-shirts.
First week
for
in the
you.
studio, you want me to add something to the budget so you can have your own little.
I'm sorry that I look.
that
I
what
already
we're
had to
talking
get you,
about
I already had
now?
you a sports coat for Christ's
Well,
sake.
you were gonna
Is that
get
what
me
we're talking
one.
about now?
You were gonna get me one from your older, skinnier days, but
Ooh.
you know, I don't know. We couldn't find one.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do believe that AJ Styles will eventually
Stupid-looking hat.
win the WWE title, but not now. Not now is not the time. I think maybe Survivor Series or a bigger coronation moment for him. I think he has a lot down the road.
What do you feel, in your opinion, is the absolute opportune time? Because right now I'm looking at it like this. I kind of agree with you at the same time, but not to the fact that it's not AJ Styles' time. I say give Ambrose some more time. Let him grow into himself. He's still trying to get himself.
He's out of time.
What do you mean
He's out of time.
What do you do? Oh, okay. It was only against John Cena. His time is now?
No, but let's give it AJ Styles. Look, Dean Ambrose, he's going to benefit not having this title. Dean Ambrose, he is my boy. We all know this. But
we
hit
know.
my mic. Sorry, all
We know.
Dean Ambrose, he needs to not have the title. I don't know if he's comfortable. I don't know if he is comfortable in this babyface role that he is in as champion. I don't think he's comfortable. So give it AJ Styles. He's coming off the momentum of beating John Cena clean at SummerSlam. Give it AJ Styles. Dean Ambrose needs a reset.
I think if Dean Ambrose does win, which I predict that he will, that Bray Wyatt will come into the picture and maybe take him out. And
Well, for that to happen, Bray Wyatt's got to
he's got to
get a
Has
win.
to do
Okay.
something with
Yeah,
Randy.
yeah. I think it can
something.
happen.
Bray Wyatt's got to get something.
I don't
All
see
right.
why that can't happen.
Well, apparently, hacking into satellite feed is what's happening here. So Josh Eisenberg, he wants to chime in and give all of his predictions
Where's he
for
at?
Backlash.
Where-
Undisclosed Sunshine location. That's not where I sent him, but
Security
Alta
kicked him
Vista.
out, didn't they?
somehow he ended up there. Josh Eisenberg with his Backlash predictions. Make sure you go on WrestleRumble.com. We will see you next week here on Chair Shot Reality.
WWE Backlash is tonight, Sunday, live on the WWE Network, and this is the first SmackDown only pay-per-view since the brand split and the draft that happened back in July. But I do want to focus on a few of the lower card matches first, but two of the lower card matches are actually meaningful. The WWE Tag Team Championship Tournament has taken some unexpected turns. The Usos turning heel. American Alpha not in the championship match, which I think is the biggest mistake that they've completely done here. But I understand what they're trying to do. American Alpha is already in a lot of people's eyes an established tag team. So in my opinion, I would give the established tag team the actual championships to establish them as the best tag team in WWE from the very beginning. You're not giving it to the Usos, who've already had the titles multiple times. You're not giving it to Ryder and Mojo Rawley as the Hype Bros. But if you had to pick whoever's left, I do think Heath Slater and Rhino should win. Capitalize, build on the momentum that they have had with Heath Slater. And Rhino has been a perfect counterpart with Slater. Slater needs to earn that contract, and what better way than being the brand's first ever tag team champions. But I do think they missed the big opportunity in establishing from the very beginning American Alpha. Speaking of establishing, the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion six-pack challenge. A lot of fresh faces, a couple of established veterans. Who do you give it to? Well, I think you got to go with the last kicker, Becky Lynch. And once again, going back to what I talked previously about the tag team titles, you got to establish credibility. You're having Charlotte and Sasha Banks compete on Raw. SmackDown needs to see a woman with a championship around her waist that is up to those girls' levels. And who better than Becky Lynch, the woman that competed with the aforementioned Sasha Banks and Charlotte. Give it to the last kicker, but don't be surprised if they turn a complete 180 and give it to someone such as Carmella or maybe even Alexa Bliss, because they could need it more than an already fan favorite and popular Becky Lynch. Looking further into the card, The Miz and Dolph Ziggler, I put all of my money and then some on The Miz winning this. You cannot take the title off of a guy who's capitalized with the biggest opportunities and has been able to really give WWE a jolt of adrenaline on SmackDown when their champion is taking a couple of weeks off, and when American Alpha is taking a couple of weeks off. The Miz is the best mouthpiece, the most believable champion, the most believable heel. You got to continue to ride that momentum. Speaking of momentum, somebody who has had none, Bray Wyatt needs to, and this is a recurring thing, needs to win and defeat Randy Orton. But I do think the lights go out. I think Bray Wyatt gets some help, and I think you preserve a little bit of that ass kicking that Randy Orton had at the hands of Brock Lesnar for a future date with the Beast Incarnate past the WWE live event. But I do think Bray Wyatt wins, and I do think some shenanigans, not stealing it off of you, David Hero or Damian Nelson, occur, and Wyatt becomes the victor. And heading into the championship match, Dean Ambrose, a guy that I am notoriously blasting through Eisenberg Reacts on WrestleZone every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And also here on WrestleZone CSR, Chair Shot Reality. Justin was his boy. They were best friends for the longest time. Well, they weren't really best friends, but Justin just kind of wised up and realized Seth Rollins was the place to be like everybody else. AJ Styles. I watched his Royal Rumble debut. I watched his WrestleMania match, all in the past week, really getting an understanding of how he can become champion, and this is the next step for Styles. Sorry, Dean Ambrose, in my mind, you were nothing more than a transitional champion, a guy holding a title for somebody who needed to beat you to become the best. And you cannot take a step down with AJ Styles and have him not become champion after 1 month of just beating the face that used to run the place, and John Cena. So guys, I know that you disagree with some of my opinions. LeBar, you're kind of smart. Juice, Renell, I understand where you guys are going with. You're those young guys. You like the youthful faces. You want these youthful guys taking over for some championships. But those are my picks. Josh Eisenberg 4 on Twitter. Check out CSR all weekend long. Welcome to the Team Juice. But don't worry, like I interrupted, I'm going to continue to be a thorn in every single one of your candy ass sides, because Eisenberg will never ever go away. So drink it in.